Yeah, dear student, welcome back to the business study class. Our chapter going on is chapter 5, that is emerging modes of business. So meaning of emerging means new modes of business. Clear? The business has been going on its own way, but the modes of or the way of doing the business has got changed. You might have experienced the use of transportation apps like Uber and Ola. So what they are going, taxis were running in our countries in last 200 years, but they have changed the way to call the taxi. Previously one person has to go on a two-wheeler to make them or to call them from a place where they are having their stand at one place, but nowadays with the advent of the internet these all things have been eliminated. Clear? Business has been undergone a tremendous transformation. Similarly, the way of using the business has also been changed. Now they are more convenient. Clear? So these apps have made our life very easier. At the same time, the person has got the increased income. One case study I read about few months back of one taxi driver. Previously he was working near about 15 to 18 hours and he was only able to earn 25 to 30,000. Clear? But after the advent of Uber app or Ola app, he said that now he is working only 12 hours and earning has increased to 50,000. Clear? Now he is planning to buy one more taxi. Now what is the way he adopted? He didn't pay anything, he just adopted the electronic form of doing the business. Previously also he was running the taxi more than 50% of the work. Previously he was working 16 to 18 hours and only able to earn 30,000. He said it was very difficult for him to pay off his installment plus livelihood expenses. But after joining Ola and Uber, what he is doing? He is just working for 12 hours. So he has reduced his working hours for 6 hours and income has increased to double. Clear? This is just happening because of the use of new methods of doing the business. So business has not changed, the way of doing the business has undergone tremendous transformation. Clear? So previously I told you in the previous class about the scope of e-business. Clear? In which I told you about, I am giving a quick revision of doing the business. So one was B2B, business to business. This means two businessmen are dealing with each other. That thing is called B2B. Clear? I gave you the example of Kia Seltos. Kia Seltos has just tied up with the JK Tires to supply some special type of the tire required for their car for Seltos and Sonet edition. Clear? And JK Tires has entered into an agreement with the Kia company that they will provide that specific type of tires. So this when two businessmen are interacting with each other, that is called B2B. Okay? So next come is B2C, business to customer. Same company JK Tire is giving tire to one retail shop for its customers. Because the definitely tire coming with the new car, tires coming with the new car will going to be bought out one day. So that buyer of the car is again need of the tires again. So how is purchase? Is he going back to the car seller or car dealer? No, he will go to the retail shop where every company tires are available. So this is called B2C. Clear? And third is C2C. Third is C2C. Here no businessman is involved. Clear? Here no businessman is involved. Two customers are interacting with each other. One is selling his goods and another is in need of buying that goods. That thing is called C2C. The clear example is of second-hand book corner. The clear example of this is second-hand book corner. What this person is doing? He is not manufacturing anything. He is not buying anything from anyone. On the other hand, what that person is doing? That person is buying books from one customer or one person at 50% rate, and at 60 to 65% he is selling to the another person who is in need. Okay? So this thing is called C2C. The clear one more electronic example of this is OLX. Clear? OLX. What is the working model of OLX? That I will tell you. How OLX is doing the business under C2C. Clear? How OLX is doing the business? OLX has created one website. Clear? What OLX has done? OLX has created one website or app. Clear? And now there are two customers at its end. Clear? Customer who wants to sell the goods will upload his item on this website. Clear? Here is one more customer, and customer who wants to buy this goods will also be watching this website. Clear? The moment they are agreed on product and price, this is the buyer, this is seller, and this is buyer. The moment they are agree on the product, after looking at the website, buyer will contact the seller. Clear? Buyer will contact the seller that I want to see the physically the product. Okay, they will meet, and the moment the deal is done, what will happen? When both are agreed, this seller will deliver the product, and this person will pay the price. Clear? Now, according to the number of visitors, OLX will earn from the advertisements on those websites, because you will see this website is very popular in big cities. Clear? C2C. Even you will see in the milk producing area, it's very in demand. Where there is no marketplace in rural areas of the Haryana and UP, but because of the advent of internet, this OLX site is working over there. Clear? So they are selling their milk giving animals, tractors, even they are outsourcing their things. So in this way they are doing their business. This is the best example of C2C, customer to customer, as no manufacturer is involved. So C2C, I give you the example of second hand bookseller which is doing business without the use of technology, and with the use of technology OLX is also doing their businesses. So here two customer who is in, one is the seller and another is the buyer, both will meet at a local platform that is called website. Afterwards the buyer will go to the seller's house or place where the goods are kept for sale and for the physical verification. The moment both the person are agrees on the product and price, the seller will deliver the product and buyer will pay the price and transaction will get completed. Clear? Now we are going to study the difference between e-business and traditional business. I hope this thing is clear to you. B2B, B2C and C2C. Clear? Difference between traditional business and e-business. Why we are studying? Because nowadays you will see you are also using several type of website, e-commerce website for buying the goods. Goods were same as those were sold on the traditional shop. Even you will see during this pandemic time, Amazon has earned several amount of the money, million of money by selling grocery items only. Because at that time only groceries was required, neither the mobile, laptop or other things were required. Clear? So the pandemic has given a huge impetus or focus on the online business. Clear? Even you have seen those advertisement of Domino's Pizza contactless delivery. What does it mean? To deliver the pizza at doorstep. Clear? If you don't come to buy our product, we can deliver at your home and with zero contact. Clear? So this is. So first is traditional business and afterward is e-business. Here we have the basis. So first is ease of formation. Ease of formation. So traditional business is very difficult and costly. Traditional business is very difficult, and even if you are going to open a grocery shop, you need almost a very good shop which require deposit money in order, either a huge rent. Afterward you have to make a furniture of $1 million, and then a million amount is required to fill up the grocery shop with different type of items. Different type of items. So that thing is very difficult and costly. Afterward is e-business. It is very easy to form. After which it's very easy to form. Clear? Next is physical presence. So in traditional business, physical presence is required, but in e-business, it is not required. Physical presence is required, but in e-business it has been not required. Okay. Afterward, what comes here is cost of setting the business. So in traditional business it's very high, clear, but in e-business it's very low, clear, because in traditional business you need a shop, furniture and gross goods item, while in e-business what you need is just a website, clear, a very good website is required. Next is operating cost. Again, in traditional businesses very high, because you have to incur fixed charges like rent, electricity, salary payment. In traditional business again it's very low, nothing is required, just a website is required. Clear? Now contact with the customers, here it is required. Here it is virtual. So in traditional business contact is required, while here it is virtual. Clear? So see, there is a huge difference in terms, if you will see, in case of traditional business and e-business. Okay. Next is response time. Clear? What is the response time? Here it will take time, and here the response is instant. Okay. The moment you want to buy the item anytime in 24 hours in Flipkart or e-commerce, even if you are free in late in the night, you can buy it. Clear? Here it will take long time. Clear? Structure of organization. Here hierarchical structure is required in traditional business, means one person has to be set on cash or delivery item. Clear? In e-business it is not required. Clear? So in structure, setup is required. Here no setup is required. Clear? Because here you just have a website and payment mechanism. If anybody wants to make a payment, you have to tie it up with the bank in order to receive the payment, and you have to provide other type modes of payment also, like cash on delivery, pay later facility. Clear? Now personal touch. Personal touch in traditional business it is required. Clear? Because you are working on the faith of customer. In e-business, personal touch not required. It is just monologue. It is just a monologue and nothing else. Clear? Ease of doing the business. Clear? Ease of doing the business. Here global business, here it is very less chance, here it's very high chance. So you will see in several ways e-business is beneficial, but still it's not a good way. It's not going to replace the traditional business. Traditional business is still going on, though we are shifting more towards e-business, but still traditional business is going on. Afterward, there are also so many factors are there. Just for example, government control. So it's shrinking. In terms of traditional businesses, shrinking at GST has arrived. So it's only few documents are required. Here there is a huge control on e-business. Similarly, nature of human capital in traditional business, nature of human capital is required, but in e-business very less amount of human capital is required, because only one person can manage the website, payment mechanism. Clear? but unless your business is on higher side. Okay? Transaction risk, here it's very low because mutual contact is there. Here in transactional, you are these e-commerce websites are dependent upon several other factors. Clear? Now what are those factors? Like for payment you are dependent upon the bank and network. For delivery of item you are dependent upon your logistic department, clear, or some other item, clear. So in this way transaction risk is very high in e-business, and in traditional business it's very low because both of us are interacting, customer and salesman both are interacting with each other, clear? So in this way traditional business has also got its own benefit and e-business has also got its own benefit. Clear? So I hope this thing is clear to you. Thank you. In the next class we will discuss some more topics.